Today we're taking a suggestion from long-time viewer, Carver, or Carver. I don't know how am I going to say your name. I actually don't know. And he asked for some Roman architecture. And since this is the piece of wood I have, some of you may have guessed in the last video, but maybe not. We're going to be carving a Roman Ionic Column today. So it's a little bit of a tricky one, but it should end up looking pretty cool. So let's do it. Now I haven't drawn the kind of fluted bits on there yet, because I want to curve this piece of wood before I put those bits in. So it may be that I have to measure them and put them on, because I don't know how well the template will work on a curved surface. But we'll see. Let's just concentrate on making the curve first. So I'm going to start as I normally do with the V-chisel and just go all the way round the whole thing. And then what I'm going to do is come in with the bendy boy chisel and cut underneath here, so that I can then curve this over so it's low on the outside edges and high in the middle. And I'll probably do the curving over with a bench chisel. A lot of time people ask me how I fix mistakes in carvings, and this is an example of just fixing one I thought I would show. I've basically come down too far here and let the chisel take out some of the stuff. This was where the bottom was before. So all I've done is just lengthened it, because it doesn't really matter how long this is. It might matter if you're doing a carving, you know, you might not be able to do something like that, but at least this is just a way to show you how I would fix a mistake. So I just, you know, cut in these corners and take this down, and just hope that I don't make another mistake. Okay, so because I can't really put this template over the top and get all those flutes in the right place, I'm just going to draw them on by hand. So I've just done a central line here. And then I'm going to measure all these other bits so I can do all the other lines that go in each direction, and then we'll just round over the tops. Okay, I'm going to use this little gouge now just to start cutting the fluted parts in. If it's getting awkward to carve in a certain direction, like right now I'm having to carve kind of down like this, which is slightly awkward, and you know, don't be afraid to just turn it around and do it the other way, or put it in sideways or whatever. It'll make your life a hell of a lot easier, and it'll probably make your cuts more accurate as well. Now, a few people have pointed out to me that Ionic style columns are more of a Greek ancient Greece kind of thing more than a Roman one. And you know that is true, but the Romans still used Ionic columns to some degree, not as much as some of the other columns they used, I think, like Corinthian. But I just prefer the look of Ionic columns, so that's why I've picked it. So carver, if you're listening, I'm still trying to stay within the bounds of your Roman architecture. Now, something I like to do when making really accurate cuts, or trying to make really accurate cuts, is to keep this hand under here and put the finger against the wood and put my thumb on top so I can kind of hold the chisel in place. And then this one is all about the force. And what's happening is I'm kind of having a pushing motion with the right hand, and the left hand is sort of holding it back and only allowing as much pressure to go on there as I need to go on there. One of the problems with this technique is that if you have like pencil lines and stuff on here, or if you have some dirt and stuff on your hands, then it will rub off on the wood, or you'll rub off the pencil lines. So that is a, that is a problem. I know lots of people wear gloves when they do carving, and I don't mean gloves for like cutting, but like kind of the gloves you'd wear if you were like handling antiques or something, so that they don't put any of their like oils and stuff on the wood. I've never done that, but I don't know, maybe there's some instances where I should. Right, so now we've done our kind of fluting up here, up the main part of the column. I'm going to separate this little bit here, and then I'm going to use a really small gouge to go all the way around these circles, and then I'm going to use the bendy boy again to kind of, make them look like little bumps, and that will be that part done, and we can move on to the next bit. So I want to make all these features up above stick out. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to cut around them and then clear out all the waste, which I'll probably do with a small gouge, perhaps this one, and maybe even this one as well. And then after that, I'll sort of make these curved over, so they're not just like these kind of flat planks on to kind of curve and go back into the design. So let's just start by outlining everything first. So now this bit here is a little bit tricky, but the idea of it is quite simple. These two little balls here are going to curve, so they're going to stick out. So I'm just going to cut around the outside of them with a gouge and then curve the area down so it's like a little, like, hemisphere, semisphere, you know what I mean, like half a sphere. And then everything inside here is going to be carved out, so scooped out. So it's kind of like a little valley going all the way around, and the same all the way around there, right? So we're going to need a particularly sharp gouge to come this way because we're going across the grain. In fact, for all of it, we're going to need a particularly sharp gouge because we're spinning around in a circle. So let's see how that goes. While I start carving this bit, I just want to say thanks to my patrons for their support, and I also want to say thanks to Peter Pennekamp, who joined as my first YouTube member in the team wood chips tier, and it says it was a month ago, and I'm only getting notified when that happens, and for some reason I wasn't. I had to manually search for it, so thanks very much for joining, Peter, at Team Wood Chips. You should see your name over here somewhere. So that was a pretty tricky one, and I'm sure some of you guys out there can do a better job of the kind of swirly bits around the top than I did. I did actually resharpen my gouges again just to go over it again, but it's really hard to get that nice and clean looking. I'll probably keep working on this one though, just to clean it up a little bit more. Remember, you can get this template for free as a free member on Patreon if you want. There's this template available and also the rose template available for free. All the other templates are for people who are in the Bendy Boy Society. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks, Carver, for the idea. And I don't know which one I'm going to do next, but I probably will use another one of the viewers' ideas and make that. Because I figure, you know, you guys watch the videos. If it's something you would like to see, then I will try my best to make something at least somewhat related to your idea. Okay. Thanks for coming. And I'll catch you again next time.